The number of casualties due to Tropical Cyclone Agaton has risen to 43. That's on top of 8 total injuries and 7 people still missing. The latest NDRRMC report also noted that over 213,000 families were affected by the recent weather disturbance. That is equivalent to more than 580,000 persons over 924 barangays. The cost of damage to houses rose to over 709,000 pesos, while the cost of damage to agriculture went up to almost 51.4 million pesos. While the cost of damaged infrastructure is now at 250,000 pesos. The government has prepared 1 billion pesos worth of items and food packs for victims of Tropical Depression Agaton. This was confirmed by NDRRMC spokesperson Mark Timbal in an interview with 1PH sa Totoo Lang. Timbal added that the agency has also released about 6 million pesos in assistance to various LGUs affected by the recent tropical cyclone. He also warned the public against traveling to these areas affected by the weather disturbances.
Ang ating pong payo sa ating mga kababayan, kung yan po ang inyong destination, at sea travel po ang inyong gagamitin papunta dyan, ipagpaliban niyo po muna ang inyong biyahe, subaybayan niyo po ang mga balita tungkol dito sa panahon at yung mga sa ating mga transportation, kasi baka po madagdag kayo dun sa lagpas 6,000 na na-stranded dahil po dito sa bagyo.
Some areas in the Visayas are still experiencing heavy rainfall as of this morning. As of 8 a.m., yellow rainfall warning is still hoisted over Samar and eastern Samar. This means flooding is possible in these low-lying areas. Residents are also urged to be vigilant, as landslides may also occur in mountainous areas. President Duterte endorses the entire senatorial lineup of PDP Laban during the party's proclamation rally in Agusan del Norte. Duterte even endorsed the ruling party's guest senatorial candidates. But before that, the president again slammed Senator Dick Gordon, accusing him again of committing malversation. Duterte said lawmakers like Gordon should not be re-elected, and that these two officials have been butting heads ever since the upper house started a probe into the supposed misuse of pandemic funds.
Kanang mga senador nga may kaso, nagmalbers og kwarta, pare aning Gordon, alis din na ninyo. Di ni mo iuli ang kwarta, you do not return the money or reimburse government funds, imong gastuhon pa sa imong kagalingon, pag-abot ana sa ombudsman, that is malversation of public fund. Wala niya na giuli ug hantod karon.
One of the first volunteer groups to call for Isko Moreno's presidential bid has abandoned the Manila City Mayor. Mobile journalist Pamela Vasquez gives us the front seat to the story.
There are no hard feelings. That is Mayor Isko Moreno's reaction after key officials of IM Pilipinas, one of Moreno's early backers, shifted support to Vice President Leni Robredo. During his motorcade on Monday, Moreno remained unfazed by the group's defection.
This separates the men from the boys. I wish them good luck. It's a test of character.
IM Pilipinas lead coordinator Team Orbos said they first wanted other candidates to unite in a bid against frontrunner Ferdinand Marcos Jr. But only Robredo and Labor leader Leody de Guzman responded favorably.
Tinanggihan ng mga presidentiables, pati yung aming kampo, not Yorme but campaign manager Lito Banayo came out with a statement that he rejects the call for unification.
Orbos, one of the first who urged Moreno to run, said that the Vice President is in the best position to win the top seat.
The Vice President is consistently in second place for the past months and had been on a steady rise, with the biggest increase as shown in the latest survey.
Other key officials who withdrew their support are former IM Pilipinas Secretary General Elmer Arganio, Dr. Ray Sarmiento of the group's Nueva Ecija chapter, and Ed Cuanco of Warais for Isko. Orbos also appealed to supporters of other bets to join their call. Meanwhile, with the switch to Robredo, The volunteer group also changed its name to I Am Lenny, which Moreno's camp called out, claiming that only a few members of the group have actually dropped him.
We'll stay on with Isko Moreno all the way to the end. Ikaw muna, Pilipinas, is different from ikaw muna, kandidato.
Picho added that majority of the members vowed to finish the presidential race with Moreno. Mobile journalist Pamela Vasquez, We Are One News.
Just a few days since the start of absentee voting for Filipinos abroad, COMELEC Commissioner George Garcia says our overseas kababayans prefer automated voting rather than mailing back their ballots. Under the guidelines, overseas voters will either cast their ballot personally at polling places or receive their ballots via post. Voters, however, cannot choose their preferred mode, as this depends on what could be conducted in their host country. On One News is the Chiefs, Garcia said many Filipinos abroad prefer to cast their votes in person so they can witness the machine actually counting their votes. But for Garcia, the old-fashioned way of mailing back accomplished ballots has been proven convenient, safe, and reliable. And the commissioner also said this matter will be discussed further in the COMELEC Unbank session today.
Yung pong choice sa kung ano yung gagamitin, kung sila by AES po, personal na pupunta yung mga botante katulad po sa Hong Kong, or by mailing katulad po na nangyari din dito sa atin sa Taiwan, sa Taipei. May konti pong alingas-ngas o reklamo dyan po sa Taipei na kasi daw sabi ng ibang botante, hindi, gusto namin personal kami, ayaw namin na minemail kasi gusto namin nakikita talagang kinakain ng mga makina yung mga balota.
New York police has launched a manhunt for a gunman who set off a smoke bomb and opened fire in a New York City subway car, injuring several people. Reuters reports that at least 16 people were injured, while CNN says that that number is at around 30. The suspect was seen wearing a gas mask and was believed to have acted alone. And the shooter immediately fled the scene and is now on the loose. New York Governor Kathy Hochul held a press conference from the scene of the mass shooting in Brooklyn, where she asked civilians to be vigilant and alert.
So this is an active shooter situation right now in the city of New York. Say no more. No more mass shootings. No more disrupting lives. No more creating heartbreak for people just trying to live their lives as normal New Yorkers. It has to end, and it ends now.
The New York Fire Department reports that at least 5 of the victims are currently in critical condition. But Police Commissioner Keechant Sewell said there were no life-threatening injuries, and Sewell added that the act is not currently being investigated as an act of terrorism. This, as the shooter has yet to be identified.
Currently no known explosive devices on our subway trains, and this is not being investigated as an act of terrorism at this time. We can also report that although this was a violent incident, reportedly we have no one with life-threatening injuries as a result of this case.
Here's a quick look at some of today's headlines. More people have been killed in Leyte as tropical cyclone Agaton triggers another massive landslide. Agaton weakens into a low-pressure area, but heavy rainfall warnings are still up over parts of eastern Visayas. And it was one pink fight as students and fans of La Salle Ateneo painted the MOA Arena pink in support of Vice President Leni Robredo's presidential bid. And those are the top stories at this hour. Join us again later at 11 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.